Stop everything you're doing right now and truly listen to what I'm about to tell you. Right now, this very second, there exists one hidden habit so deeply embedded in your nervous system that you don't even realize its presence. This habit silently drains your energy, blocks success, repels people and opportunities, turning your life into an endless cycle of recurring disappointments. This isn't just another motivational talk about bad habits like smoking or procrastination. This is the key to the invisible prison you've been living in for years, not even suspecting its existence. Have you ever noticed that no matter how hard you try, how much you work, how positively you think, the same problems return again and again? The same toxic relationships with different faces. The same financial problems with different numbers. The same inner emptiness you try to fill with everything, but it only grows. This is not a coincidence. This is not bad luck. This is an energy loop, a self-sustaining cycle that you created yourself without realizing it, and which now controls every aspect of your life. Today, you will learn what this habit is, how it forms at the quantum and neurobiological level, and most importantly, how to cut this loop once and for all. Are you ready to break the cycle? Then, open your consciousness. Scientific foundation. Your brain is not a static organ. It's a dynamic, constantly restructuring system that is shaped by your every action, every thought, every emotion. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to create new neural pathways and destroy old ones, operates every second of your life. When you repeat a certain action, thought, or emotional reaction, the corresponding neurons activate together. And as neuroscientists say, neurons that fire together, wire together. Through repetition, these connections become stronger and stronger, forming automatic programs, habits. The problem is that 95% of your daily actions and reactions are controlled by subconscious programs, not conscious choice. You think you're making decisions, but in reality, your subconscious is reproducing patterns recorded many years ago. Most of these programs were installed in the first 7 years of life, when your brain was in a theta state, a state of hypersuggestibility, similar to hypnosis. Now, add quantum physics to this. Your thoughts and emotions create an electromagnetic field that interacts with the quantum field of possibilities. When you constantly emit the same frequency of fear, anger, shame, unworthiness, the quantum field responds, collapsing probability waves into events corresponding to that frequency. This isn't a metaphor, it's physics. Your energy attracts identical energy. Your habitual emotion becomes your reality. An energy loop is a closed cycle where an old thought creates an old emotion, which activates an old action, which creates an old result, which confirms the old thought. And the circle closes again and again and again until you consciously intervene and cut this loop. The problem and its origins. Here's what most people don't understand about habits. The most destructive habit isn't alcohol, cigarettes, or procrastination. It's the habit of being yourself, the habit of identifying with an old version of yourself, with an old personality built on past experiences, past traumas, past beliefs. Every morning you wake up and automatically become the same person you were yesterday. The same thoughts, 90% of them identical to yesterday's. The same emotions, familiar even if they're painful. The same actions, safe, predictable, even if they lead nowhere. This habit, the habit of remaining the same, creates an energy loop. And here's what happens at the biological level. Every time you experience an emotion, your body releases a specific cocktail of hormones and neurotransmitters. Fear activates cortisol and adrenaline. Anger, noradrenaline. Shame, a combination of cortisol and low serotonin. If you experience this emotion regularly, day after day, year after year, your body becomes biologically addicted to it. Yes, you heard that correctly. Addicted to an emotion. The cells of your body have receptors for these chemicals. When a certain emotion repeats regularly, the number of receptors for the corresponding hormones increases. Your cells literally wait for the next dose of the familiar feeling. The subconscious begins to create situations, thoughts, memories that will trigger this emotion because the body needs its chemical dose. That's why a person addicted to drama constantly ends up in dramatic situations. That's why a person addicted to stress can't relax, even when everything is fine. That's why a person addicted to self-pity will sabotage their own success to return to the familiar state of suffering. This isn't character weakness. This is biochemical addiction, just as real as heroin addiction. Change begins from within, with the awareness that you are not your emotions. You're not your fear, not your anger, not your depression. These states are temporary chemical reactions that your body has become accustomed to reproducing. But a habit can be changed. A loop can be cut. An addiction can be broken. Call to subscribe. Stay with me until the end of this video because there's a specific step-by-step method for cutting the energy loop based on neurobiology and quantum physics will be revealed. Subscribe to the Energy of Spirit channel, like this video, and leave any comment, for example, the word freedom, if you're ready to break the cycle and start a new life. Any comment and like from you helps the YouTube algorithm deliver this message to people who desperately need it right now. You can become a conduit of transformation for someone else. Thank you for your support. In-depth problem analysis, anatomy of the energy loop. Let's break down exactly how this loop works, step by step. Morning, you wake up. In the first few seconds after waking, your consciousness isn't fully activated yet, but the subconscious has already begun its work. It automatically loads a program called I, a set of memories about who you are, what problems you have, what you need to worry about today, what emotions you're supposed to feel. You haven't even gotten out of bed yet, but you're already thinking about what went wrong yesterday, what might go wrong today, what isn't working in life. Boom, the first dose of stress. Cortisol begins flowing into the blood. You get up with a feeling of heaviness, fatigue, despite having just slept 7 hours. This isn't physical fatigue. This is energetic fatigue from carrying the same old personality. You go to breakfast, but don't even notice the taste of the food because you're immersed in thoughts. The same thoughts as yesterday. I'm not succeeding. Why do others succeed but I don't? I'm not good enough. I need to try harder. These thoughts activate specific neural pathways associated with feelings of inadequacy. The feeling of inadequacy triggers the release of a specific chemical cocktail. Your body receives its morning dose of the familiar feeling and says, yes, that's it. This is me. This is my normal state. All day you unconsciously reproduce this program. You react to people and situations not as who you want to be, but as who you're used to being. Someone said something unpleasant. Automatic offense. An opportunity to ask for a raise. automatic fear of rejection, a desire to start something new, automatic I can't handle it. Each of these reactions is not a conscious choice. It's playing a recording. By evening, you're exhausted, not from physical work, but from carrying the energetic burden of the old personality, old emotions, old patterns all day. You sit down in front of the TV or phone, trying to disconnect. But even here, the subconscious continues working. It replays the day's events, finding proof that everything is bad, that nothing changes, that I'm the same as always. You fall asleep with these thoughts. Your brain during sleep consolidates information, strengthening the neural pathways that were active during the day. What did you strengthen today? Old patterns, old personality, old reality. And tomorrow morning, the loop will start again. This isn't life. This is a biological robot reproducing a program. Why the loop is so hard to cut. Here's what most people don't understand about trying to change their life. They try to change external circumstances without changing their internal state. New job, new relationship, new city, new diet, new haircut. But you take with you the same personality, the same neural pathways, the same energetic frequency, and after a few weeks or months, the new situation begins to look remarkably similar to the old one. Because the problem isn't external. The problem is who you are being. When you try to become someone new, more confident, more loving, more successful, your subconscious perceives this as a threat to survival. For the primitive brain, familiar equals safe, even if familiar is suffering. New equals dangerous, even if new is happiness. Therefore, every time you try to exit the loop, the subconscious activates defense mechanisms. Sudden fatigue, distraction, self-destructive thoughts. This won't work. This isn't for people like me. I tried before and nothing worked. This isn't your true voice. This is the voice of the program fighting for survival. The program knows if you change yourself, it will die, and it will fight with all its might, using every trick, every excuse, every fear to return you to the loop. Moreover, people in your life often unconsciously support your loop. They're used to a certain version of you. When you start to change, it causes discomfort because they'll have to change too or leave. So they may sabotage your attempts, even out of love, even without realizing it. You've become kind of strange. You were better before. Don't get ahead of yourself. Each such comment is a hook trying to pull you back into the old pattern. The energetic cost of the loop. Here's what nobody talks about. Every minute spent in the energy loop costs you an enormous amount of life force. Imagine you have 100 units of energy per day. How many of them go to maintaining the old personality? To reproducing old thoughts? To living old emotions? To regretting the past? To worrying about the future? To defending the ego? To maintaining masks? To trying to control the uncontrollable? For most people, 70, 80 units of energy go to all of this. That leaves 20, 30 for everything else. Work, relationships, creativity, joy, growth. That's why you're constantly tired. That's why there's no energy for dreams. That's why life seems like a hard struggle. Not because the world is difficult, but because you spend most of your energy maintaining the prison you've locked yourself in. Every unconscious thought is an energy leak. Every unlived emotion stuck in the body is an energy blockage. Every action that doesn't align with the true self is wasted energy. Every lie to yourself, every suppression, every attempt to be someone you're not, a colossal waste of life force. And at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of life, you ask, where did it all go? Why didn't I become who I wanted? Why didn't I do what I dreamed of? Because all your energy went to maintaining an illusion. The illusion that you must be who you were taught to be, not who you really are. The loop feeds on your life force. It sucks you dry from within. And the longer you stay in it, the weaker you become. The less you believe an exit is possible, the more you reconcile with the thought, I guess this is my life. No, this is not your life. This is a prison, and it's time to break free. The path to healing. Step 1, conscious observation. The first step to cutting the loop is to see it. You cannot change what you don't realize. Starting from this moment, your task is to become an observer of your own mind, not a judge, not a critic, just an observer. Notice what thoughts arise automatically in the morning when you wake up. Don't try to change them, just notice them. Oh, there's that thought again. Interesting. Notice what emotions you experience most often during the day. Don't suppress them. Don't judge yourself for them, just observe. I'm feeling anxiety again. Interesting. Notice what situations repeat, which reactions are automatic, what words you say again and again, what beliefs manifest in your actions. Keep an awareness journal. Every evening, write down 3 things. 1. What repeating thought did I notice today? 2. What repeating emotion did I experience today? 3. What repeating action-reaction did I perform today? Don't analyze, don't evaluate, just write. In a week, reread. You'll be shocked at how mechanically you live. This shock is a good sign. It's awakening. You can't wake up comfortably. Awakening is always accompanied by the discomfort of realizing the truth. Step 2, pattern interruption. As soon as you notice an old pattern in action, interrupt it physically. If you notice you've plunged into familiar anxious thoughts, stand up, do 10 jumps, douse yourself with cold water, turn on music, and dance. Sound silly? Great. Silliness is an excellent way to break the seriousness with which the ego holds old patterns. If you notice an old emotional reaction, take a deep breath and ask yourself out loud, who am I without this emotion? Who would I be right now if I didn't feel this? The question creates a pause between stimulus and reaction. In this pause is freedom of choice. If you notice you're doing something on autopilot, stop. Do this action with the other hand, by another route, in a different order. Break the automatism. The subconscious works through repetition. Every time you interrupt a pattern, you weaken the neural connection. Neurons that no longer fire together begin to disconnect from each other. The old program begins to disintegrate. It needs your unconsciousness to survive. Your awareness is its death. Step 3, creating a new state. Here's the most important part. It's not enough to stop the old. You need to create the new. Every day, preferably in the morning before the world starts demanding your attention, dedicate 15-20 minutes to the practice of creating a new state. Find a quiet place, sit comfortably, close your eyes. Step 1, release the past. Imagine that everything you know about yourself, your name, history, problems, personality, dissolves. You are not a man or woman, not your profession, not your age, not your past. You are pure consciousness, pure possibility. Feel the emptiness. This isn't a scary emptiness, it's a free emptiness, full of potential. Step 2, feel a new emotion. Don't think about it, feel it. If you want to be confident, Don't imagine yourself confident. Generate the feeling of confidence in the body right now. How does confidence feel in the chest? In the belly? In the posture? Breathe into this feeling. Amplify it. If you want to be loving, generate love. If you want to be free, generate freedom. Right now, regardless of external circumstances, here's the catch. Most people wait for external reality to change in order to feel a new emotion. When I get the job, I'll be confident. When I find love, I'll be happy. But that's the mechanics of the old paradigm. The new paradigm works in reverse. You first generate the state, and then reality restructures itself to match that state. Every emotion creates an electromagnetic signature. When you generate a new emotion in meditation, you send a new signal into the quantum field. You literally begin to attract events, people, opportunities corresponding to this frequency. Do this every day. 15-20 minutes of generating a new state is worth more than 12 hours of activity from the old state. Step 4, reality. Check, the universe will test you. As soon as you begin to practice, old situations will return. But now, as a test, have you really changed? Or will you still react the old way? Someone will say something provocative. You'll feel the familiar impulse to take offense, to get angry, to close off. Stop. This is the moment of truth. Instead of an automatic reaction, pause. Remember the new state you're practicing. Who are you now? The old version or the new? From what state do you want to respond? This isn't about suppressing emotion. This is about choosing who to be. Every time you choose a new reaction in an old situation, you create a new neural pathway. You prove to yourself and the universe, I have changed. After several such conscious choices, something wonderful happens. Old situations stop appearing, not because the world changed, but because you no longer emit the frequency that attracted them. The loop is cut. A new reality begins to materialize. New words of power, language programs, reality. Start using these statements every day, preferably out loud in front of a mirror. I am not my habit. I am the creator of new choices. I cut all energy loops of the past right now. Every moment is an opportunity to become someone new. I am not defined by the past. I am defined by present choice. My body is learning new emotions. My soul remembers freedom. Old patterns dissolve with every conscious breath. I am no longer a slave to habits. I am master of my energy. I choose who to be today, regardless of who I was yesterday. New state, my new reality. I am free. I am awakened. I am transformed. Speak these words not mechanically, but with full presence and feeling. Every word is a command to your subconscious and the quantum field. Words spoken with intention and emotion possess enormous reprogramming power. Examples of great people. Tony Robbins, in his youth, was a broken man, overweight, depressed, impoverished, living in a tiny apartment, washing dishes in the bathtub. His loop was a victim loop. He realized the only thing keeping him in this state was the habit of being this person. He made a radical decision to become someone else, not gradually, but instantly. He began to move, speak, breathe like a person of power, even when nothing had changed in external reality. He cut the loop through conscious choice, and reality followed the new state. Jim Carrey, being a poor actor without work, wrote himself a check for $10 million with the note for acting services and a date 5 years ahead. He carried this check in his wallet and every day imagined, felt himself as an actor worthy of this amount. He didn't wait to get the role to feel success. He generated a state of success every day, breaking the loop of "I'm a failure." Exactly 5 years later, he received a role in a film with a fee of $10 million. Coincidence? No. Quantum physics. Viktor Frankl, who survived Nazi concentration camps, wrote, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." In the hell of the concentration camp, where everything was taken away, he discovered the last freedom, the freedom to choose his inner state. He chose dignity, love, meaning, instead of despair. This practice not only saved his life, but gave birth to an entire direction of psychotherapy. If a person can cut the loop in a concentration camp, you can cut it in your life. Powerful conclusion. Right now, this very second, you stand at a crossroads. One path leads back to the loop, familiar, safe, predictable, dead. The other path leads to the unknown, frightening, unpredictable, alive. Most people choose the first path, not because they're weak, but because they don't believe the second path is real. But now you know. The loop is not reality, it's a habit, and any habit can be changed. You are not a victim of your past. You are not a hostage of your genes. You are not a slave to your emotions. You are a creator who temporarily forgot his power, temporarily hypnotized by repetition, temporarily asleep in the illusion that this is just who I am. No, this is who you've become accustomed to being. But habit is not destiny. Every morning, you receive a new chance. Every moment is a point of choice. Old loop or new reality? Old personality or new self? Old frequency or new vibration? The choice is always yours. No one can cut the loop for you. No therapist, no pill, no book. Only you. Only through conscious intention. Only through daily practice. Only through the irrevocable decision to be someone new. Right now, take a deep breath. On the exhale, imagine that all old energetic connections, all loops, all chains of the past dissolve. Feel the lightness. Feel the freedom. This isn't fantasy. This is a real energetic liberation happening right now. You just took the first step toward a new life. The loop is cut. The new begins. Go.